This is the first time on
Never.
Twitch. Yeah, never,
Yep.
ever. But welcome to the Horde Podcast. I'm joined today by my co-host, Bopper Gaming.
I'm Bopper Gaming.
There you go. And I'm Redbeard Raven. But yeah, it's the first podcast. Hey, it's Grayson. Hey, what up?
Yo, what's up, Grayson?
This is our first
We're just kinda
podcast on
doing
Twitch.
Yeah. First ever podcast on the stream.
First ever.
Never been done before.
Never been done before. No,
Yeah.
we totally didn't do like 4 hours already. No, not at all.
No.
Totally not.
I've
Totally
never done a podcast in my life. I don't know
no.
about Raven, but I've never done it, so yeah.
Totally no glitches or anything in the system. Nothing like that at all in the slightest. No.
Oh,
I guess we should probably run through this. Hey, Bob,
Yeah,
thanks for the
alright.
follow. Hey, you followed. Hey, thanks, bud. That's all
we do
amazing.
have alerts. Nice, cool.
Yeah, we do have alerts.
Like
We also have alerts for Patreon and shit like that too. So hey.
All right, awesome. What about
Hey,
like this?
Grayson,
Oh, wait,
we
I
get a follow. Thanks, Grayson, for the follow.
Hey, Grayson, you're the best. Bang, bang.
Hey,
I don't know what to do. Bang, bang, bang.
bang bang. Hey, look at those bang bangs.
Hey, cool.
But yeah,
So what do you wanna talk about? This is the Horde. This is our bi-weekly, twice weekly, not bi-weekly, twice weekly. Podcast.
It'd be once a week on Twitch and twice a week on YouTube. If
Yeah,
you
both our Twitch and our off of Twitch.
if you
VOD.
inquire about that as well. I'm debating. Should we put the Twitch one on Spotify as well?
Yeah, I mean anything that we do that's podcast related, I believe should go on to all platforms that we
All
have. the
platforms. So
ability-
I'm gonna record this just in case like Twitch isn't doing that as well. So.
Yeah, that's. This is our first run through ever, so it makes sense. that we
Ever.
wouldn't know
We're
this.
running through all the bugs right now.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, anyways, yeah, this is the podcast. We'll be talking about whatever. We're nerds. We talk about games. We talk about movies. We talk about whatever. I mean, we try to stay away from like religion and politics and stuff like that, but
I think like at times when something serious is going
Things
on,
will pop
I think
up,
it's
you know.
appropriate and okay
Yeah.
to talk about political stuff, anything religion based, anything political. I think is okay, but for the
we're
most part, we'll
primarily
try to stay
nerds, so you know,
Yeah. Yeah, we like video games, we
video
like
games
anime,
and shit like that. Yeah,
we like movies.
anime. I forgot about anime too. I actually watched the anime here recently. It's a newer one. It's called Noblesse, something like that.
Never seen it.
Yeah, it's one of the newer ones. I was scrolling through Instagram yesterday during the day sometime, something like that. And I have Crunchyroll followed on Instagram, and they posted one of the screenshots from that, and I was like, oh, this kind of looks good.
Fun fact:
So-
Raven is an Instagram weeb.
I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, I follow a lot of people on Instagram that I like a lot. So, but anyways, I looked it up. It's actually pretty good. It's like how do I put this? It's the plot is based off of a man who lived. He is 847 years old at this point. He was put into a deep sleep a long time ago, and he's part of the Noblesse community, you would say, back when the humans first populated the Earth, even though that was, for some reason, 800 years ago in this storyline. I don't fucking get it. But,
Anime doesn't have to
Yeah.
really make sense.
800 years ago, that's the length of humanity.
Right,
But
right.
basically, they were like the saviors of humanity. They like protected the humans and shit like that. And then they got put into a deep sleep. And they just started waking up recently because of an organization is trying to collect the Noblesse's abilities or whatever. So they're waking up and fighting the corporation that they're dealing with. It's actually pretty good. It's a lot of action based. It's pretty gory too. Reminds me of a little bit of not Soul Reaper. Is it Soul Reaper? No, Bleach.
Bleach.
And Black Clover a little bit. It reminds me of both of those a little bit. It's a really good one. If you like anime, I recommend check that one out.
I personally haven't been keeping up with anything anime related.
No, I haven't at all.
I
I actually haven't been watching anime at all. Like
I've
a few
literally
months
watched.
now.
I think I watched an anime with my girlfriend 4 or 5 months ago, and I don't
Mhm.
even remember the name of it. And that was the last anime I've watched. Since then, before then, I probably haven't watched anything anime related in probably a year, 2 years.
Oh really? I'm really big into anime. I guess I don't know. I've been really
I
big
mean, I
into it ever
used
since
to
high
like when I
school.
was younger. I was like a hardcore weeb, so I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like all through my young years into my probably high school, probably up until like 21, 22. Then I just kind
Mm-hmm.
of
I usually
couple
only
years not
watch
really.
like I don't know, maybe like 3 different shows a year for anime. It's
Right.
about roundabout there. I'm not really
I
huge
mean, if
into it
I'm
anymore. I
flipping
used to be
through,
like a lot, but
like I'm on YouTube more than anything else, right? So I mean,
mm-hmm.
like if I'm flipping through like Netflix on a random night or something, I might catch something that's anime or anime
Yeah,
related that I might
anymore. I'm
watch.
just on YouTube all the time anymore.
Right, right. So
It's
that's
all
why I
I
generally
focus
don't
on.
really watch
YouTube
anything,
and Hulu.
honestly. So.
And
I don't have
whenever The Witcher
Hulu in
comes back
Canada.
on fucking Netflix, I'll be watching that.
We're not allowed to have Hulu in Canada,
You
so I
not?
don't have that over. No, Hulu's not available in Canada.
Really?
We also have
I
yeah,
swear
we
it
also have a
was.
different Netflix too. So shit
You
that's
have a
on your
different
Netflix
Netflix?
isn't yeah, shit that's on your Netflix isn't on my Netflix. Vice versa. I'll have things on my Netflix that you won't have on yours.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know that.
Yeah, I used to have to I lived with this guy years ago in like 2015. And on his Xbox we would change the VPN or whatever so that he could steal American Netflix. So we could have Sons of Anarchy
Wait, I
was
think
the
we
show we
talked about
wanted to
this
watch.
before too. Didn't
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
the original Teen Titans on yours?
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't have that here. So
right.
I tried looking that up
There's
before and it was not
right.
there.
There's certain things on. It's just like because UK's got their own version, like
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of different
Yeah.
places have like their own versions. Right?
That's really disappointing. I really want to watch the original Teen Titans again. That was a really, really good show. I love that when I was a
It's
younger guy.
exceptionally disappointing because the U.S. Netflix has so many options. Like I said, I mean, like Sons of Anarchy wasn't on Canadian Netflix
Mm-hmm.
for years, and then there was American Horror Story was another one that I got right into, and then I borrowed season 1 from one of my friends years ago, and then I could never. I mean, I could have bought the DVD
Mm-hmm.
of it or whatever, but I mean, I never ever did. And then my buddy told me it was on Netflix. It was an American friend, lived in Pennsylvania. And I was like, oh, sweet deal. So I go to check Netflix, and well, lo and
Oh,
behold, it's
was
not on
that
Netflix.
is that Ghost Sniper?
Yeah. Randy
Yeah,
Ghost Sniper.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he told me years ago that it was on Netflix, and I was like, oh, sweet deal. So I went to check Netflix, and lo and behold, it ain't on Netflix because Canada has to be fucking restrictions and differences between the U.S. and Canada blows my
Yeah.
mind for Netflix. But so my roommate at the time, he was able to gank some
I love
legalities
those
in place, by
VPNs
the
and
way,
shit.
Twitch. But yeah, he was able to gang some American Netflix for us, and I was able to watch the rest of American Horror
I mean,
Story.
VPNs are legal, so hey.
Yeah, no, I was just messing around.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, for the most part, yeah, it's just weird that there's like such. I guess like Canadian Netflix is we got a bunch of like Canadian shows that like I guess a lot of Americans just wouldn't like. I guess
mean, the
I don't
Trailer
know,
Park
but
Boys. Hey, I love the Trailer Park Boys.
Corner Gas, like I mean, like, just like Up Shit's Creek or whatever the fuck that stupid show's called. With
I don't know
Eugene
what those
Levy,
two
but
other ones are, but I know Trailer Park Boys. That's about it.
yeah, Corner Gas was terrible, and Shit's Creek. I mean, it's won awards.
Up
I don't
shit
know
creek
how.
with a turd for a paddle.
Right, it's got Eugene Levy in it, the dad from American Pie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's Canadian, so like Canadian shows like that I'd imagine aren't even on American Netflix. But
Yeah, probably not. I never even watched American Horror Story before. I wasn't really big
it's dope,
into
man.
horror movies at all, so is that kind of
It's
like
more like the seasons are more like they're more mind gamey than it is like real like horror stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no real like jump scares, no gore, nothing like that. But it's more like a lot of it's like paranormal based. So it's really mind gaming. Like the first season, there was I can't remember what season it was. It's been years since I watched it, but it was like season 1, season 2 was okay, and then I think it was season 3 was like season of the witch or something. Oh, and it was fucking terrible, man.
Wasn't there a season with Lady Gaga? If I remember right.
Yeah, that would have been Freak Show, which would have been season 4, just after the season 3 season of the witch.
And so I remember that. That's the only thing I remember about American Horror Story was Lady Gaga was in one of them.
Yeah, Freak Show was dope because they had like a bunch of just crazy characters that they introduced to the entire show or whatever. But season 3 kind of like shit the bed for me. I didn't like the season of the witch one, so I was like, this is kind of trash. But then season 4 came around with the Freak Show one that had Lady Gaga and Smiley in it, that clown that got super fucking famous back then when it came out. And yeah, no, I mean like it was pretty dope.
Nice.
But all in all, yeah, it's not like a super like horror. It's not like something you'd think of like when you're thinking of like cult classic horror movies and things that are like jump
No, I remember
scary
it's just like super popular for a long time. It's still going on, isn't it? Like it's on season like what 12 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still alive. I haven't kept up with it, but
I have no idea.
Sure it's still alive.
When I was working at a video game store, it was a local video game store here by me. We sold obviously video games. We sold all the generations. So we sold like fucking original Nintendo, all that kind of stuff. Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn, Sega,
Dope ass store.
like everything you possibly think of. Atari shit
Right.
too, like.
Right.
And we also sold movies, Blu-rays, skateboarding stuff, etc. But we sold a lot of fucking movies. Like we were known in the town for actually being the place to go if you wanted to get a movie. You would go to us because we had so many fucking movies. Like we had like I don't know what you have like family. What is it called? Family Video or whatever like that is. I don't know if you have anything like that up there, like where there's mainstream like video places where you go to rent stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much rentable places anymore.
No, not anymore. Everything's like streaming and whatnot. But like before,
Right.
like you'd have those places. But yeah, but
Yeah,
people would
Blockbuster,
come
yeah.
to us over the well-known fucking rental place where you do that stuff because we'd sell movies for like dirt cheap and whatnot.
cheap,
So
yeah.
but yeah, we'd get an American Horror Story and like a lot and just fly through that all the time. Horror movies were really big in my town actually. They would just fly off the shelf all the time. We had a huge section of it too.
Yeah, I mean, like horror's got a super dedicated fan base, right?
Oh yeah,
Like, it
well,
doesn't
my
matter what
manager
type
was super into horror movies, and he would go on and on about different horror movies that he liked, and
Oh yeah,
he
man,
could
for years.
talk to customers about them for ages too. So
Right, for years. I mean, like I said, I'm more on YouTube more than anything else these
Yeah.
last probably like 2 years of my life. But I mean, like, I couldn't get enough of horror movies. My favorite type of horror was like gore fests and stuff like that. So like super slashers, like your
Mhm.
Michael Myers, your Jason Voorhees, your Leatherface.
oh yeah, that's
like
the
super
guarantee.
gore
Yeah,
horror.
everybody's watched those.
Right. Right. Like those were the ones that I was like super in for like horror movies, hillbilly type movies, Wrong
Mhm.
Turn, Hills Have Eyes, stuff like that. Like those were my type of movies.
Mhm.
But I mean, like horror as an entire genre. I mean, I was really into everything. I guess
When
the
I was-
paranormal, the slashers,
Mhm.
the mind games, the thrillers, the Saw type movies that are gore plus mind game thriller. Like it's mystery suspense.
When I was younger, Chucky really fucked me up. When I was younger, I mean, granted, it was like a doll, like a child's toy or whatever. But anymore,
Oh,
like
bro.
nowadays, like I look back at Chucky, and I'm like, I could just drop kick that motherfucker and be done with
Nah.
it. I'm like, why is this a horror movie? Like,
to be fair, Chucky had ungodly like powers as a little doll, so he could still fuck you up.
yeah, still, I'll be like, I feel like I get to take care of Chucky like pretty
I
fucking
mean, he's a
easily.
little doll, right? He's
Yeah,
fucking-
like come on, like looking back at it
Tiny
now, I'm
little
kind of like, why was this scary to me as a kid? But I kind of get it. But
I'm a grown ass man. I
Yeah.
can't stand dolls. Like porcelain dolls.
no, porcelain
freak me
dolls
out.
freak me out still. Like
Hey, freak me the fuck out.
I'm not even like horror movie film like anything like that. It's just like the dolls themselves like freak me out. I don't know why. It's just really weird.
Bro, no, me too. Like I have absolute irrational fear of porcelain dolls.
If I'm like in a
There's
room
something about
alone with
them-
like porcelain dolls, I kind of freak out. I'm like, I'm getting out of here
right, like,
later.
there's something about them where you feel like they have a spirit. There's something.
Yeah,
watching
they're
you,
just
like,
so weird, dude.
They're just creepy ass little things, man. They shouldn't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
Ban them all.
Ban all the fucking porcelain dolls.
We should get banned off Twitch just talking about porcelain dolls.
This past year, one of my ex-girlfriends that I was with, during Christmas time actually, she's never watched the Ring movies before. You've seen the Ring, right? The one with
Of
the
course, that
fucking
was The
lady
Ring.
crawling out of TV and shit like that.
Not to cut you off. You get back to your point, but The Ring was actually the first horror movie when I was a young kid that like I watched. I was like 9-10 years old or something. I watched. It
Mhm.
scared the shit out of me. The very last scene was the part that got me the most when Buddy spins around in the chairs, head's
Oh,
all
really?
crooked and shit. Fucked me up, man. I couldn't do horror movies for years because of that. Anyways, go on.
But my girlfriend at the time, she never seen any of those movies, and I've watched all of them except for the newest one that released. I think it was like the year before last year, right? I don't remember. But we watched all of them up to the new one and watched the new one as well. And she was just freaked the fuck out about it too. Like she was, I'd mess with her obviously since we were dating all the time and whatnot. I would mess with her like she was really into a scene or whatever. Something intense was about to happen, and I would scare her. Yeah,
Right,
she would get
right,
pissed
right.
off and slap me or some shit. But yeah, she's never seen any of that stuff, and she was scared shitless about the movie. I mean, look, I was rewatching them with her obviously, and I was just like, I mean, yeah, it's a scary movie or whatever, but it's not like
Man,
super scary
to
movie.
get on to get on that point, I wish so bad that I was like those people. Like where you could sit there and watch a horror movie and like
Mhm.
genuinely get scared at that stuff. You know what I mean? Because like
Mhm.
I really actually wish that I was one of those people. Because I'm not like that at all. Like I could literally sit there and watch a horror movie that's got 1,000,001 jump scares, and I'll
Mhm.
just watch it straight face the entire way through. Some of it might even make me laugh because horror movies are stupid.
Yeah,
But-
like that's what I think about too. Like the Halloween movies, I think the Halloween movies are funny, and I love the Halloween
Right.
movies.
Well, I mean, like to me, like Halloween slasher films like that, it's just gore, right? It's a gore
Yeah,
fest. You're
yeah.
there to watch Michael absolutely decimate teenage kids, right? So I mean, like
The psychological horror movies are the ones that really get to you more than the slasher, the gore fest kind of ones, though. I
Saw.
think, like Saw.
Yeah, psychological mystery
Uh,
suspense thrillers.
I don't.
Saw is still a gore fest.
Yeah, I was
Film
about to say,
franchise, don't get me
yeah.
wrong, but it's a psychological thriller more than it is anything else.
I guess I'd classify it there.
Saw literally starts from like Saw 6.
Let's play a game.
Right, Saw literally starts like the whole chronicle of the series starts at like it's like Saw 6, then it goes Saw 3, Saw 5, Saw 1, Saw 4. Like it's literally it's a complete mindfuck. So like if you were to watch it in chronological order and you watched 1 through like whatever 8, 9, 10, whatever they're up to now, you would be completely bamboozled because it's a completely different story. You actually have to watch them in different pieces, right? It's a complete psychological thriller.
Yeah, I never thought about that way before. I still use it's a gore fest in my opinion. The way I watch it, I think it's a gore fest. So
it's definitely still a gore fest. Reverse bear traps, people's
heads
ripped apart and shit. Like it's definitely still a gore fest.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Right.
But yeah, that's the way I thought about those ones. A lot of the horror movies I think are just laughable. I mean, the B horror movies, fucking always laughable on those ones. Like they're so bad, it's like it's funny.
Have you ever watched? Oh man, it's called Rubber, or it's called Tire.
I remember I'm not really huge in the horror movies, so I don't really watch a whole lot. So yeah.
Listen, this is like a slapstick. You got high one night, you see it on Netflix, you're like, the hell with it, and you click on it, type of dumb shit. And it's literally a movie about a tire. A murderous tire goes around killing people. It's a tire.
What?
It's literally
that sounds like a Scooby-Doo movie.
Right? It's literally a tire that goes around killing people, and it does like the old Western scenes where it would do the music and then in the background and shit. And there's a couple scenes of it where it's literally like for like 30 seconds to a minute, it's just sitting there with the camera panning in and out on a tire, sitting there looking at the sunset or something.
What the fuck?
It's like the dumbest shit ever. My buddies
I would die laughing
years ago, and I got high as a kite when I used to smoke a lot of weed. I got high as a kite, and I'm like, I'm gonna finally watch this stupid ass movie. I got high, man, and I was like, what the fuck did I end up just watching? Like, it was the dumbest ass movie I've ever seen in my life. Stupid shit. It's literally a tire going around killing.
Yeah, that's stupid as shit. I remember when Paul came out, the newer
Alien.
like thriller or whatever comedy movie. Paul, Paul. It's like the Alien movie.
The Alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, with those British guys.
Yeah. I remember when that first came out. People were talking about it all the time, like, "Oh, you gotta watch this one," like high or tripping on acid or whatever. It's like the best experience ever. And I was like, "All right, yeah, sure." I mean, I've never done that, so I don't know how. Have you done that? I don't know if it was any better like that at all or not. But
have I watched
Paul like high or whatever? Yeah.
I don't think I've ever watched Paul high. I've watched it a few times, but never high. No.
No, I've watched it like normally, and it was like, yeah, it's all right, maybe, whatever.
Yeah,
but
I mean, those two guys together are pretty. They're relatively funny in all the shit that they do together. So.
I don't recognize them, to be honest. So
okay, Shaun of the Dead was like their biggest one.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Dawn of the Dead, and then Hot Fuzz was another really good one that they.
Hot Fuzz was really good too. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Those are like the only ones outside of Paul.
Something came up. I was off my radar for the longest time that I've seen here recently. I don't know if do you have Amazon Prime?
I don't.
Oh, you don't?
Oh, no, wait, no. The video thing. Yeah, I got it on my.
I mean, if you have Twitch Prime, you have Amazon Prime, so okay.
Right, but I don't personally pay for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I don't ever use but anyways, something came up on my radar. I'm never on Prime Video at all, but something came up on my radar when I was like skimming through there for the holiday season for Thanksgiving. We're just going through random movies, watching them.
Right.
But Beer Fest is on Amazon Prime now, and I have not seen Beer Fest in a long ass time. Have you seen Beer Fest before?
Beer Fest, I have to Google it. I don't think I've ever seen that. Sounds.
It has the guys from Super Hot, and it's one of the funniest fucking movies ever. It's like all four of those guys together in any movie make a great time. I forget who the actors are though, but
Beer Fest.
Yeah. It was one of the best movies I've ever watched before. Obviously, I love beer, so.
I mean, I used to be a big time beer drinker when I drank too.
Yeah. And it was all about, obviously, in October there's a holiday called Beer Fest. Yeah.
Right,
and
Oktoberfest. Beer Fest
yeah,
for us
Oktoberfest. Yeah.
society folks, right?
Yeah, it's Oktoberfest, but for
us North Americans, it's Beer Fest.
Yeah.
Right.
And so the whole movie is based around that, and they were training for a competition at the local event or whatever. And so they were like drinking beers like all the time, getting sloshed. The whole movie is them pretty much getting sloshed the whole fucking movie.
Yeah,
And it's fucking hilarious going on throughout the whole thing and the outcome of the whole movie. I don't want to spoil the movie at all because I think you should definitely watch it. It's one of those movies where you just have to watch it to get it. Right. Otherwise, you just explain it doesn't do anything at all. It's kind of like Mama's Boy or Grandma's Boy. Sorry, ever seen that movie either?
Oh, Grandma's Boy. That's what's his name? Was it Mama's Boy? Are you sure it wasn't Mama's Boy?
It was Grandma's Boy because he lived with his grandma.
Oh, I could have sworn I've seen something called Mama's Boy.
I'm sure there is something called Mama's Boy, but the one I'm thinking of is called Grandma's Boy. He's a game developer living at his grandmother's house. If you're thinking of the right movie, I'm thinking of.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely thinking of Mama's Boy, but yeah, Grandma's Boy. I don't ever seen that comedy.
You haven't seen that one either, bro. No. You need to watch Beer Fest and Grandma's Boy.
At some point or another. These are from like way back in the early 2000s, right?
Yeah.
I might have seen it at some point, but I don't.
They were like the pinnacle of like movies to like get a laugh on and like get high and shit like that.
Yeah, stoner flicks.
Yeah.
Stoner comedies.
They're fucking amazing to watch, dude. I highly recommend watching those, dude. Like they're so good. But anyways, yeah, I seen Beer Fest on Amazon Prime, and I was like so in shock. I'm like, oh my god, Beer Fest! I haven't seen that forever. I really want to watch that again. So I actually might want to watch that.
Yeah, Mama's Boy is a movie. 2007. It's got John Heater in it or whatever the hell his name
Mama's
is.
Boy. I've never seen
the guy that plays what the hell's his name, man? It was the meme with Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is in woman form when she's herself, but when she's a man, she's that guy. What's his name? Oh,
I don't know.
Stupid.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yes, you must have. The dork. He's got the glasses. Oh my god, I can't think of it. Shut up, guys. Oh, what the hell is it called? Oh, I feel so stupid right now. I'm just gonna look him up.
Might as well.
Napoleon Dynamite, like.
Oh, Napoleon Dynamite.
Right.
God, guys. Hands off the tots.
Right.
That's
what said was the going meme. Taylor Swift is herself in female form, but then she's Napoleon Dynamite in male form.
Yeah, Napoleon Dynamite's a really good one too. I mean, the first time I seen Napoleon Dynamite, I thought it was like the stupidest movie ever. I rewatched it again, and I was like, all right, it's a little better. The more you watch the movie, the better it gets.
Right.
So like the one of those.
Makes it better.
The dumber it gets, the better it gets. Yeah.
Right. Slapstick.
Yeah. So it's got types of movies.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I've watched. I don't know, man. I used to. Fuck, dude. Like I don't know. When I didn't really get it hardcore into comedy movies. When I get high, I would just get high and like listen to music and play video games. When I used to smoke a lot of weed, right? So I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've watched your typical. What are those guys? Harold and Kumar. I've watched all those.
Yeah, those ones are good.
Yeah. Super Bad and like Slapstick.
Super Bad is really good too.
Anything with Tom Green in it, because like that guy's one of the dumbest comedians ever known.
Yeah, very true.
Anything with Will Ferrell in it. That's the type of stuff I watched when I was that.
Mm-hmm. What really bums me out the only reason why I was on Amazon Prime actually is because I wanted to watch the 1990s Saturday Night Live skits, like those episodes and those seasons and whatever. You cannot find those anywhere. Yeah, it's the best seasons of Saturday Night Live ever. Like was Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, David Spade, all them guys, Will Ferrell. Yeah, those like by far the
Jimmy
best years
Fallon.
ever.
Like,
yeah, Jimmy Fallon.
Literally all of the greatest Saturday Night Live actors ever in that show.
Yeah, you can literally not get those episodes anywhere. Like I've tried like buying the physical copies of it. You can't buy it. I tried buying digital ones. You can't buy it anywhere. Like they're non-existent. I don't get it. Like they're the most popular ones. People want to see those. People want to buy those, but yet they don't have them anywhere.
Yeah, I think the best. Your camera froze for me.
Oh shit! Battery die? I'm battery died.
I think the best. Hello, I'm the only person. I think the best place or thing to do for those Saturday Night Live skits is just YouTube, just regular random skits.
Even on YouTube, I didn't really see them. I mean, I'm sure there's like bits and parts of them like everywhere, but like the whole episodes, no.
Right. I mean, like I don't know, maybe like a lot of stuff with Chris Farley was just kind of like pushed to the side or something after he died. I don't know. I mean, I probably wouldn't be able to find it either. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean those '90s ones, those were like the Chris Farley man, like just the way that he would do things, the size he was, the way he did things. He was just a funny man, every which way possible. He was just a funny man. And then you throw Adam Sandler into the mix, David Spade, who couldn't keep a straight face for any of the comedic skits, and then you had like a young Jimmy Fallon, and you just had all these guys, man.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, like there's been years of like good actors and stuff. Will Ferrell's been very funny in Saturday Night Live, and what's his name? Bill Hader's he's hilarious in Saturday Night Live, like for more modern Saturday
Yeah.
Night Live and stuff like that. Plus, you got even like older into the '80s where you had like Robin Williams would come out and guest. Then you had guys like that, Dan
Oh, yeah.
Aykroyd, and like stuff like
80s
that.
were definitely better than a lot of the stuff, but the 90s were the best. I think the 80s were like second, and then the early 2000s were up there as well. But that general span was where Saturday Night Live was really good. Anything before or after that was I didn't really like it, but
right, the more modern Saturday Night Live with like your Tina Feys and like all that stuff. Aside from Bill Hader, I don't really find anyone funny on Saturday Night Live.
No, I haven't watched it in years.
And the only reason I find Bill Hader funny is because like I laugh even harder when the person telling the joke has a hard time hitting the punchline. And Bill Hader's just like that. On live TV, he doesn't give a shit. He'll be like mid joke, and then he'll be like getting to the punchline, and then he's just like he has to cover his mouth. And the way that he laughs, if somebody laughs funny, it makes me laugh more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and Bill Hader's that kind of comedian where like he's just so fucking goofy and stupid, where it's like he's just funny in everything he does.
Isn't Dave Chappelle the host right now for Saturday Night Live?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't keep up with it. I just know that Bill Hader is one of the.
Because in recent news, I'm pretty sure Dave Chappelle is the host now. But in recent news, the Chappelle Show was taken off of Netflix. Yeah. Because Dave Chappelle didn't realize it was on Netflix, and
he loves doing Netflix.
Yeah, I mean he loves Netflix. He does exclusive stuff for Netflix. But whatever company had the rights to his Dave Chappelle Show, I don't remember who it was. Was it HBO? I don't remember.
No,
but anyways,
I don't know who specifically has it.
Yeah, but anyways, like that was a breach of his contract, and he basically told Netflix like, "Hey, take it down, or I'm pretty much done with you." When Dave Chappelle's like one of the major influencers on Netflix, they're like, "All right, yeah, I love Dave Chappelle. His shit's amazing. His funny as shit." Yeah. So yeah, they pretty much took that down, and whatever company that posted it or wanted to post it was, I don't know, going back at Dave Chappelle maybe. I don't even know. That was in recent news that I noticed, and I love Dave Chappelle too. So.
Right, yeah, Dave Chappelle, he's hilarious, man.
Oh, he's one of the. I wouldn't consider him a legend, but he's definitely.
He's a legend. No, he's definitely a legend, brother. Like,
he's definitely. I think he's up there. He's like almost there. I don't know if I would personally consider him up there or like a legend.
Dave Chappelle is definitely a legend, man. I like. There's some of the stuff he did, like. Dave Chappelle is one of the most controversial comedians in the history of comedy, putting him in that.
Oh, he's super controversial.
Right. Yeah. Putting him in that legendary category just based off the fact that he doesn't give a fuck who you are, what you look like, what you're about. He will say that.
His freaking racist skits that he had on there were hilarious, dude. Oh my god, it was so funny.
Like, have you ever seen his KKK?
Yeah.
Skit?
The blind black guy in the KKK. Yeah. I was like, what? That's perfect. That is comedy at its best.
Right. Dave Chappelle is one of the most controversial. That's why I put him at legend status, because he doesn't give a fuck who you are, man.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle is a comedian of true comedy. He doesn't care if you find it funny. If he finds it funny, he's saying it. That's
who's that one guy? Fuck. He's now the host for Snoop Dogg's new TV show that's coming out.
I have no idea.
Fuck. He's also a comedian. He's the big fat dude. He has the machine skit. I am the machine. Fuck, what is he called?
Cedric the Entertainer?
Huh?
Cedric the Entertainer?
No, fuck, what's his name? Hold on, I'm gonna look this up.
Big fat guy.
Big fat guy.
There's lots of big fat comedians. Fluffy.
No. Fuck, what's his name? Bert Kreischer. Bert Kreischer. Kreischer. Big fat guy. You never seen that skit before?
I can't say I have.
Oh, that the machine skit that he has is probably like the pinnacle of his career for a comedian. Like it's been viewed so many goddamn times. I watched it so many goddamn times too. It's like 15 minutes long. Yeah, you watch it after this or whatever. But it's so good. It's so good.
Have you watched the new Kevin Hart No Fucks to Give?
I haven't watched anything on Kevin Hart in a long time now.
Oh man. Do you find Kevin Hart funny?
Yeah, I like Kevin Hart.
Okay, you have to watch No Fucks to Give on Netflix. The stand up that he did for
I
Netflix.
don't have Netflix anymore. I don't pay for Netflix.
It's super shitty.
I don't like anything that
Well,
Netflix offers anymore, to be honest. So
no, same. I mean, don't get me wrong, but like my sister was the one that told me about it. And I mean, it's Kevin Hart, so like literally the
yeah,
guy breathes, and I find him fucking hilarious. Like he's just one of the funniest people to ever lived. His
yeah.
timing on getting jokes, his storytelling, one of the funniest humans to ever
Him
live.
and The Rock together in any situation always comes with good laughs.
Oh man, the Rock and him, dude. I didn't watch Jumanji for the longest time because like when they
I
reboot
still have to
things,
watch it. I've watched part of I think the first one maybe, but I haven't watched the whole thing. But
you're missing out because Dwayne the Rock Johnson and Kevin Hart together, man, and the way that they play their characters in that movie, and even what's his name, Jack Black,
yeah,
he's in it too, and like the way
yeah,
that they play their characters in that thing, man, it's
yeah. Jack Black
absolutely
plays
hilarious.
a teenage girl, doesn't he? Technically, in
Yeah,
that movie.
yeah, yeah. He plays as a teenage girl, like a
Yeah,
teenage girl's trapped in his
yeah,
body
yeah,
in
yeah.
a game. It's absolutely hilarious. The Rock is playing this nerdy little kid that has like no confidence whatsoever, and then Kevin Hart is playing this big jock, but then he's stuck in this little tiny Kevin Hart body.
So
Right?
very much the opposite of what everybody is what
It's
their roles are.
absolutely yeah, it's absolutely hilarious.
That's
Um,
amazing.
but yeah, those two together, Kevin Hart is just like this is like completely away
I've been
from
meaning to
him,
watch
but
those. I mean, I love the original Jumanji.
that's what I was gonna get to. Is that like I have a hard time when there's reboots that happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you see certain people that are gonna be in these reboots, and when I hear The Rock is in something, generally I like to think like action packed, Michael Bay, boom, explosion,
Mm-hmm.
explosion,
Yeah, that's
fist,
what generally what
explosion,
he's
explosion.
in. Yeah.
Like just action packed films, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
don't expect anything to really come of it other than like it's gonna be an action packed film. Like, okay, cool. So like, especially something like Jumanji, because Robin Williams, man, I hold that guy like close to my heart. You know
Oh,
what I'm
Robin
saying? Like
Williams is so good in everything he
he was
does.
right. Like he's my childhood. He's my adulthood. Like Robin Williams is like he's an idol, dude. Like
I have
he's
a spinoff for that later on. But yeah, keep going.
right. Like he absolutely amazing human being. One of the funniest people to ever live on this planet. Every movie
Sad that
he's
he
ever
died.
done.
But yeah.
Saturday Night Live, phenomenal skits with him and Billy Crystal
Mm-hmm.
and Whoopi Goldberg and all them.
Mm-hmm.
Robin Williams is just one of the funniest, best human beings to ever live. And so like when I see something like that, especially Jumanji that had Robin Williams be the guy, and then I see Dwayne the Rock Johnson, Kevin Hart, Jack Black for this reboot, I have a hard time sometimes with
Oh
like
yeah, I was the
rebooting.
exact same way. That's why I never watched it really, but I happened to
Right.
watch it for like a little while when I was like passing by in the family living room. I'm like, oh, I'll watch it for a little while. It was actually pretty good. So I
Right.
actually want to sit down and watch the whole movie now. So
Right. That was the point I was gonna get to anyways. Like it's totally worth your time. Like I didn't think it was gonna be that good, but I watched it, I'm like, man, the characters as kids when they jump into Jumanji and then they're those guys, like you said, it's a complete twist. Like
mm-hmm.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson's character, him as a human being is just he's a
He's
brick
a
shithouse.
unit, yeah.
And then he's got this little like 14-year-old pipsqueak nerd kid, no confidence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just funny. The whole storyline, everything about it's actually they did pretty.
Where I was
good.
gonna spin off with that is with him playing Genie in Aladdin with the new reboot with Will Smith. Have you seen that one? I really don't want to see the new Aladdin. Just
I watched like a half hour of it. Aladdin's my favorite Disney of all time, right?
yeah, Aladdin was. I watched Aladdin all the time. Between Aladdin and like Mulan, I was like, I don't know why Mulan, but I watched Mulan a lot.
I mean, Mulan's dope.
Yeah.
But Aladdin was my thing, and to go back to the Robin Williams, that was a big reason why it was because Genie was such an awesome character in.
He played that role so well, yeah.
Right, when I was a kid in the '90s, I was like, Genie was hilarious. I loved the character. Like he really drew me into loving like Aladdin growing up for Disney movies and stuff. So when I heard that Will Smith was going to do the Aladdin, I was like,
it just turned me off.
Right, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. Will Smith.
I love Will Smith as an actor, like
phenomenal actor.
Yeah, like almost all of his movies, I love him. Like I have no reason to dislike him in Genie. I guess it might have been like the live action thing that I'm like kind of turned off about.
I think it's partially live action, and it's also like
the nostalgia part of it.
Right, it's one of those nostalgic things where you're rebooting something that like
should not maybe be rebooted.
Maybe it should stay where it's at.
Yeah.
And since the person that played the character originally is now gone, that did such a phenomenal job and brought Genie to life for everyone as a cartoon character. Will Smith isn't going to be able to do that justice, no matter how good he is. And I love Will Smith; like he's one of the best actors in my opinion.
Oh yeah, a lot of his movies I absolutely love whatever he's in. And even fucking Fresh Prince, the very first freaking thing he was ever in was amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I love Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince is hilarious. I love it.
I love Fresh Prince. He's Will Smith's phenomenal. He makes me fucking cry. He knows how to get my emotions. Like Will Smith is a phenomenal actor. Like
I love that was the absolute first time he's ever been in any sort of TV show or movie, whatever, besides his like music videos that he did since he was a rapper back in the day.
Yeah,
That
he
was
was a
literally
good
his first ever time acting.
Yeah.
And he did such a well job that it just took off for him that way.
Oh, he just did phenomenal because he was funny, he was charismatic, he was good on
He
the
found
screen,
something
like,
that he was good at and just took off with it.
Will Smith is just
Yeah.
absolute dynamite. Fresh Prince is like, man, that's nostalgia right there all in itself. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I used to watch Fresh Prince all the goddamn time.
I watched it when I was a kid in the 90s. I went back, rewatched it probably a couple times now that it's been on Netflix for so long. I mean, like
Fresh Prince, Full House, Saved by the
Oh,
Bell.
hell yeah. Hell yeah. Saved by the Bell. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. That's like straight 90s nostalgia.
What was it, Third Rock from the Sun?
Yeah, Third Rock from the Sun as well, yeah. They did a reboot of that too.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah, no. It was terrible.
But all that shit, I love that. Yeah.
That's just straight nostalgia from the 90s, man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
those
definitely.
were all great shows.
And like we were talking about earlier with The Matrix and Keanu Reeves is taking off like a fucking bullet train out of the fucking station right now. Like, even from Matrix till now, Matrix skyrocketed him to popularity at the time. And he was popular for a long time. Then he kind of died off slowly. Like, people kind of like, who's Keanu Reeves? I don't remember. Oh, he's that guy. Yeah. But now that he's been like John Wick and all that stuff, and especially with the gamer scene with Cyberpunk coming out, like his popularity just skyrocketed beyond what he had for Matrix, in my opinion. So his popularity is out of the roof. I'm sure he'll be in a lot more stuff. We were talking about
earlier, the sad one is called Hardball.
Hardball. Yeah, I never seen that.
When he went into like his depressive
I
state,
never
like,
seen
really
any of Keanu's depressing movies. So.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want to watch a good ass movie and Keanu Reeves deserved every single award known to man, Hardball. I cried hard through that entire movie. Huh?
What's it about?
It's about him. He's a coach. He's a ball coach. I think he was an ex-player or something like that back in college or something. It's been years since I watched it, but he goes and he coaches this inner city group of kids, basically how to play baseball and stuff like that to get them away from like street life and stuff.
Yeah.
Like in the ghetto and all that. That's literally the premise of the movie. That's it. Hardball.
Yeah.
He teaches them how to play baseball so that they can get away from the streets. But there's like super sad stuff. I don't want to get into those details.
No, yeah.
For anyone that wants to go watch it, but some really sad. I mean, you can imagine, inner city stuff, sad stuff, like what could happen in that situation, right? So I mean, like, it's pretty ghetto stuff. And like Keanu Reeves, man, like he delivers like on the sad, like everything that you need out of an actor portraying what he had to portray, and like the sadness and like the emotion. Like Keanu Reeves is a phenomenal actor, man. He's a lot more than just a guy with a gun and a dog. Like
he's one of those actors that his acting style is very simplistic. In my opinion, compared to most actors, is very simplistic. But yet he plays that simplistic role very well. And
he does it phenomenally.
Yeah.
He just delivers so perfectly on everything that he's ever really done.
Because a lot of actors nowadays are like method actors. Like they'll get into the character like beforehand in the movie, and they're like go super into it. But every time I see Keanu Reeves, it's like he's a simple actor. Like he gets the job done, but he gets the job done very well somehow. Like while you're watching the movie, like everything tied together. I don't get it, but
like
it's great.
You're literally watching Keanu Reeves from 12 movies ago in this new movie.
Yeah,
but he's still playing it.
He's exactly the same. Like
right, but he's still playing a new character. You can still feel the new character.
Yeah, somehow he just does a really good job. I love his voice too. His voice is amazing.
Keanu Reeves is dope. Everything about the guy is dope as shit. He's a lot more, like I say, because like I feel like memes and stuff really kind of brought him back to life with John Wick and all that other stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
But like, I just like Keanu Reeves is way more than just a man with a pistol. Like when you watch like his entire I mean, I haven't watched everything Keanu Reeves obviously, but I mean I've seen a lot of his stuff outside of a guy with a gun and being able to shoot straight and be action packed and kick ass. Like. He's a lot more than just John Wick. He's a lot more than Neo. Like he's a lot more than those two characters. Really.
He's known for Neo. He's known for John Wick.
Right.
He's gonna be known for Johnny Silver again out here soon too.
Right. Like he's way more than just those two characters that have brought him like to the real like A tier list, S tier list of acting. So
yeah, he's one of those actors that will go down in infamy as one of the best.
He will go down in the annals, mate. One of the best ever do it.
Oh yeah, kind of off topic from movies.
It's fine. Spin it off.
I always fuck up his name. Eddie Vedder, right?
Yeah, what'd you call him?
Vetty Etter.
Betty Etter.
Yeah, Eddie Vedder.
Evie Never. Like all this
Anyways,
shit.
Pearl Jam. They were inducted to the Hall of Fame back in, what was it, like 2014 or something like that?
Yeah, it was
I
a while
remember.
ago.
Yeah, but anyways, they were inducted into the Hall of Fame, and
Rightfully so.
yeah, they definitely deserve it. They're one of the best
rock
grunge bands
of all
ever.
time.
Yeah.
They
So
brought the
they
90s to life.
yeah, so they invited like all the former members that were ever influential for the band to that event and had them inducted as well, except for one of the drummers. I forget his name. I literally just looked this up not too long ago. But he was behind.
I can Google
Excuse
it.
me. He was behind the 10 album, the Versus album, and the Velocity album. Like the three biggest albums Pearl Jam has ever had, in my opinion.
Right.
But he was behind those albums, like playing those, doing the live sets and whatever. But they never inducted him into the Hall of Fame with Pearl Jam and all the rest of the crew. And that was really controversial for about a year after that happened. And he was just going back and forth between media and the band members, basically, because him and Eddie Vedder were just not on good terms together. What was that?
Was it Dave Abruzzi?
Yeah, Dave Abruzzi.
Right.
Yep, that was him. He was behind all that stuff, and he was a great drummer, in my opinion. But the reason why they got rid of Dave is because, from what I was like reading and watching, is because his play style was more erratic than the rest of the bands per se. That's what they said, at least. So they got rid of him, and they got rid of him in a way that he didn't like. So he had the bad taste from the band. So they took him out to lunch or whatever, like two of the band members. I forget who was or whatever. But they basically
wasn't Eddie Vedder.
No, probably not. He was probably doing something else or whatever, something like that. But they basically took him to like a cafe or whatever and told him that he was getting kicked out of the band. They were looking for a new drummer, and he was pretty salty about the way that they got rid of him. And so it left a bad taste in his mouth.
That's probably not a way to handle that situation.
No, probably not at all. For what Pearl Jam was back in the day and like what he did for the band.
He was able, for what he was able to bring musically in the 90s, like Pearl Jam's up there with Nirvana, you know what I mean? For like rock anthem bands of the 90s.
They were the top,
rock alive. For like alternative, soft tone, rock and roll, like I mean, like
Creed, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, fucking all of them guys.
So I mean, like he was an innovator with that band to keep rock and roll alive in the 90s when it was at a time where hip hop and stuff like this was starting to take musical scenes, and rock was kind of starting that take a little bit of a backseat from like the 70s and 80s onward. You know what I mean? So maybe could have handled that situation better. Yeah.
So when the induction came around, he was expecting an invite to come to the event, which he sort of got an invite. He apparently Eddie Vedder posted on Twitter that all the former members, including drum members, can come to the event or whatever, but it wasn't a formal invitation. So he was upset that he didn't get a formal invitation. So the event rolled around, he didn't get an invitation, he didn't go, and he wasn't inducted either, because they didn't want him in there. Apparently, I don't know why. So he was really upset about that. He went public with it. Like I did a lot for the band. Like bad vibes are not coming from the band itself. Like I did a lot for the band at the time. Like I did all those albums that were really popular for the band. I did all those live sets and whatnot. Like I should get credit, like regardless of what bad blood there is. But
literally, he was the drummer for Pearl Jam's most hit songs.
Yeah. Like so he was really salty about that. And the only person that stood up for him, I believe, was the lead guitarist. Was the only person that stood up for him during the induction kind of things. Like, yeah, he was there for a lot of that time. Like, I agree he should have been inducted as well. Like, he was a staple member of Pearl Jam. So he was literally the only band member that stood up for him.
A rock band without a drum set just doesn't, it's not rock.
No, yeah, definitely
so,
not.
I mean, like, it's, you can't have a rock band without a drum set. So, of course,
it's necessary.
Should have been in, he should have been inducted alongside the rest
of
the
band
members.
For sure.
Eddie Vedder and him having issues or not, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Especially so many years afterwards, right? Like Turmoil.
Yeah, that's like what?
Past, man.
No, it wasn't 20 years. That's like when did Velocity come out? Like 98 or something like that?
Right, so damn near 20 years in the making, you know what I mean? So, like, Turmoil, like,
Yeah, it should have been long gone by that point. Yeah.
right.
Like they both went their separate ways. Eddie Vedder did his own thing. Pearl Jam was still doing a couple things here and
Eddie Vedder
there.
made amazing music by himself, by the way.
And the drummer, I forget what his name is already. He was doing his own thing for a little while.
Abruzzese.
Yeah, Dave Abruzzese. He was doing his own thing for a while too. So like, there was no bad feelings within that whole time they were apart.
At least a decade.
At least a decade and a half maybe.
Right.
And all of a sudden, that bad blood just came up when they were inducted. Don't know why. They're just still there.
That's just nuts. Probably because humans suck. It's the only logical explanation.
Pretty much. Like, honestly, though. Like, people do suck. People hold on to grudges for a long time. Don't know why. I never do, personally. Like, if I have a grudge, I'll probably forget about it in, like, a couple months.
Same.
Like, you were mad at me. Like, I was? Why? We're fine now. Whatever.
Right, like when I was a kid, sure, whatever, you're a teenager, right, whatever. I mean, like, I get pissed off, I'd hold that shit to my heart because you're a kid. But
yeah.
Ever since like I turned into an adult, man, like I don't give a shit, man. Like it is what it is. Like
unless you like royally like fuck up some part of my life,
like
I don't
you
give a fuck.
seriously need to like do me wrong in order for me to be like, I really hate that person.
You're out of my life forever, kind of thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I wanted to bring up from the music point of view.
Yeah, I mean, like to go on with the music, even. I mean, like there's been 1,000,001 breakups for bands.
Oh yeah, there's been tons of them.
Aerosmith has broken up 900 times. Rolling Stones have broken up 900 times. AC/DC broke up 100 times. Like I mean, like all these.
Oh, there's tons of bands like they go through members like crazy. The one I wanted to bring up again too, along with that, with Nirvana.
Oh no, what? Not to cut you off, but real quick point. You know what band has never broken up?
Who?
It's Closer to the Heart, DMCA, Rush.
Oh my god, yeah, that's true. Oh my god, they've never lost a fucking band member at all.
That's right. They've always been together. Aside from death, they've always been together.
Nirvana. Dave Grohl, when Kurt Cobain died, Dave Grohl actually went to the Foo Fighters, and he just exploded from that point on. He was lead singer, lead guitarist at that point. He went from drums to lead guitar. And Foo Fighters are like one of the leading bands in rock at this day and age. Like they're one of the legendary legendary bands. And his career just took off from that alone. The bassist, I forget his name. God, I don't remember his name actually. I usually remember these people's names.
That is a Googleable moment.
Is it Christ? I think it was Christ.
Right.
But anyways, when Kurt died, he went to his own thing. He actually was in a music director kind of thing for like studios and whatnot, like helping other bands like get the right sounds and they needed whatnot. So he's still doing that to this day too. So he's got a good staple in the rock community for doing that stuff right now too. So like Nirvana's pretty well off. Unfortunately, that Kurt died because I love Nirvana. Nirvana is my favorite band of all time, to be honest. So. I love that music.
Yeah, I differ from that opinion, but
I don't know why. I just like I really vibe with the music and
Nirvana stuff is very easy to listen to. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in the '90s, right? So I mean, like I grew up with Nirvana and all them.
We're the '90s babies.
Right, all them soft tone rock bands and stuff like that, rather than hard rock bands you got from your '80s and stuff like that. But I mean, like Nirvana is one of those bands, man, where it's like Nirvana to me was kind of like the 70s, 80s AC/DC, where it was like if you heard one of their songs, you've probably heard every song they've ever created.
Mm-hmm.
They play on 4 chords and 4 chords only. Like that was my issue with Nirvana. Their music's easy to listen to, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And they have some good tunes that I could definitely listen to and jam out to, but I don't go out of my way to listen to because that's how I feel about them. It's just like with AC/DC. When I was younger, I loved Nirvana.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved AC/DC, stuff like that. And then as I got older, I was like, man, it's just like, it's the same stuff. It doesn't matter if I listen to this song, this song, this song. It's almost identical, but they change it up just a tiny bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but on pretty much like the Bleach album, all those ones, like, every album, the songs are pretty much identical. You have a slower song, you have a fast-paced song, but they're pretty much the same kind of style, same kind of beat. Lyrically, they're all messed up, but somehow, yeah. But each album has their own freaking style to it. But yeah, each album has their own style to it. But yeah, every song on per album on said album are pretty much
That's
identical.
what I'm saying. Like
So
they're all generally the same. It's like those are the two
yeah.
bands that I could probably two of the biggest bands in rock and roll history. Don't get me wrong, but I mean like they're
Oh,
AC/DC
I
and
can think of another
Nirvana.
band that has not switched out band members. Systems of a Down.
Yeah, System of a Down's another one. Wake
Yeah.
up!
Grab us by the little bag up.
Words,
Systems of a Down.
words.
Systems of a Down was also one of those bands that I really enjoyed for a long time. He was a dick,
That's,
but yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Listen to the fucking music he sings.
Yeah. He pretty much he single-handedly pretty much broke up that band, which was unfortunate, but it's whatever.
Violent pornography.
Yeah.
Choking chicks and sodomy. The kind of shit you get on your TV. Like System of a Down's all fucked up. I love them.
Oh yeah, they're out there. They're definitely out there, but I love them.
Like System of a Down's another band that I just absolutely grew up on. So I mean, like I love System of a Down, but
yeah,
they're fucked.
And back in the day, technically speaking, Tool was one of those bands that you had to listen to for a while to get like what they were putting down. Like they're technically speaking, they were innovative. Like the drum player was insane. Like I would put him up there. I wouldn't put him above Neil Peart at all. I definitely would not. But I would put him.
It's impossible.
No, Neil Peart's probably like one of the best drummers of all time.
Him and Phil Collins.
Oh, Phil Collins, yeah. Everybody knows fucking air drums for Phil Collins, right?
Right. Phil Collins, Genesis, baby. Without him, you don't have fucking In the Air Tonight.
I would probably put him up there with probably a top 5 drummers that I like for sure. He was one of those technical players that he's offbeat to what everybody else plays, and he does his own thing. He likes. I don't know if there's drummers out there, but he likes moving in shapes, going around the drum set. He likes shapes a lot. He doesn't like patterns. He likes shapes.
Right.
So that's really different for the drumming community. So.
Yeah, I mean, good music, man. Tool's I mean, I'm not a massive Tool fan, but I mean, they got a few songs that I could definitely jam out to.
I could literally listen to Tool all day long, every one of their albums.
That's totally fair.
I don't know, just one of those bands where they have variety. They have a lot of variety in all their songs. So
right, I don't disagree, but I just don't listen to other stuff.
Yeah. No,
it's like you and I talked about Shinedown before, or whatever the hell, and you said that you're not like a massive fan of Shinedown. No. Shinedown's one of those bands that I could probably sit down and listen to for hours.
I like Shinedown. It's just, it's one of those bands I can listen to like a couple songs throughout the day.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the perfect example, because like Tool is that to me as Shinedown is to you.
Yeah. Everybody has their own style in music and whatnot. So for the longest time, I hated country music. For the longest time, I absolutely despised country music. But now that I'm older, I'm just kind of like, well, yeah, it's pretty relaxing.
Now I'm getting older. I got a gut beard.
I got a gut beard. Like I can relate. I got a truck too.
Need to get a cowboy hat, get a girlfriend, break up with her, and I'm right back into the country music.
She keys my truck. Oh, we're good.
Yeah, no, country music's like probably, I don't know. I didn't really like it a whole ton when I was a kid, but I really like 90s country. Garth Brooks, Shania Twain, Brooks and Dunn, George Strait. Like I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I could never. When I was a kid, couldn't stand it because I would walk into my grandparents' house and they would be playing like the George Jones and the Conway Twitties and like your 60s Dolly Parton,
old country.
Old country. And I'm like, I can't get behind that stuff. He stopped loving her today. Like I couldn't get behind any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Old Billy Joe.
Right. Now that I'm older, got a gut, got a beard, man. No, I'm just kidding. But now that I'm a bit older, I can kind of listen to some of that stuff. But
I respect it. Like Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash is one of those people that were back in the 60s, and his music is iconic.
Right, but exactly. Like Johnny Cash has been one of those guys like throughout the annals of country. Like doesn't matter how old you are, man. Johnny Cash is Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash is Johnny Cash. Every single one of his songs is meaningful and fucking amazing.
Johnny Cash,
yeah. That's one thing I will say about country. At least older country is their songs are extremely meaningful. So.
Yeah, I mean, like back in the day, there was, a guy sitting holding a guitar. He'd play 6 strings and he would just sing from the heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas that's my issue with country today. Country is probably the most popular it's ever been in the
history. Oh yeah, by far, easily. Yeah,
for sure. But my problem with today's country is you got the Luke Bryans and like these guys that are like, it's become way more. It's more pop country than it is anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, my favorite era of country music is what I grew up with, which is 90s country, where it was kind of like pop country was becoming a thing because you had your Dixie Chicks and your Shania Twains and your Faith Hills and and people like that were kind of going poppy with it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still held to the roots of like what country music is:
Got
soft,
that like
slow,
slow twang
meaningful.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Right, like soft, slow, meaningful ballady, like your Travis Tritts, your Garth Brooks, like your guys, Tim McGraw's, like guys like
Mm-hmm.
that, George Straits, that would still bring that soft tone, slow, ballady type of music, where it was, as in today's country, is more like,
It's more.
"Hey, country girl, shake it for me,
It's
girl." Like
yeah.
that's not a country
It's
song.
more keen to like the high school.
Yeah,
The high
younger people.
schoolers like want to listen to like,
Yeah,
hey, I'm
you want
country.
to
I
have a
want to
beer
fucking
and listen to
yeah,
this music.
yeah.
Here's some songs for you.
Now that we're older, we're gonna just keep going back to this topic. We're not super old, but we're older now.
We're in our 20s.
30's coming around the corner here soon.
Right, we're still babies.
We're still babies, but yeah, like the older music is a lot better. Same with cars and whatnot. Like I love older cars a lot better than I like newer
Oh
cars.
man, I've always loved old cars, old muscle, old American muscle.
My dream
Has always been
car, I could talk about cars forever. By the way, my dream
too.
car is the 1932 to 34 Ford Coupe.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before.
Absolute dream car. I would keep
Fun
it.
fact.
I would keep it. Yeah, I would keep it the exact way it is. Like I would not rat ride it, even though like there's not many left that are actually like original coupes anymore. A lot of people rat ratted those ones out because they're really super popular like that. I would keep it original and just flat out like that. But unfortunately for me, it's like I'm a big dude. Like I'm tall. Like I'm like 6'4", 6'5", like 210, 250 pounds. I'm a big guy. Like sitting in those cars, I'd be like,
right.
like,
I'd be fine at 5'9", 180 pounds.
But if I like chopped the top and like took the top off, made it like an open roof, I'd be fine. But I don't want to do that to the car. I want to keep it as original as possible. If I could find a matching numbers one, which is impossible to do, like if you find a matching numbers one, you're a fucking millionaire.
Yeah, millions of dollars.
Yeah. But you can find those barn finds possibly still. Like you still find barn finds, but not that old. I wish.
No, so do I. I also wish I had the money to have these cars that I always wanted.
Yeah.
My dream car is a 71 Stingray. We've talked about this before, and I would just
Stingrays are amazing.
Puffed out fins, no T-top. I would just keep it as is. I would not touch it.
So is it the split window one? Did you want the split window?
No.
Do you want the split window?
No, sir.
Oh, I love the split window.
Yeah, I mean, my one of my dad's ex-coworkers' husband had one, but it was a 72 with a split window, and the car fucking purred. Don't get me wrong, I jizzed every time he would just fucking turn that bitch over for me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, those engines are amazing.
I see 65 to 72 Corvette anything, but if it's a Stingray, it's over, dude. Like I'm in love with it. The 71 is the year that I would go with the most.
71, yeah.
Because that was when the fins came out. Like it was their most puffiest for their
I do.
Fenders.
Yeah. I do like the new Stingray that it just came out with, though. The I think it was the C8 Corvette.
No, sir. No shot.
I do like it. It's definitely not like the old ones, but I do like the way Corvette is going with it compared to like what the C6 and C7 was, because the C6 and C7 was generic Corvette body and nothing really changed or whatever. But they actually changed a lot with the C8. And I actually liked what they did. They innovated with Corvette. They making changes,
but car up because I don't think I'm thinking of the right car.
Like I believe it's the C8 Stingray. Let me look it up really quick too.
Oh, it is the right car. It's too sleek, dude. It's too. It actually kind of reminds me of like.
It's like a McLaren front end almost.
Yeah. Even a back end, kind of even.
The back end looks more like
It's getting
not a Charger, but a
like it's I know what you're thinking. Not a Charger. Or no, yeah, Charger.
No, not Charger. Chevy. What's it called? My buddy owns one of these. God damn it.
Oh, Camaro.
Yeah, Camaro.
Yeah, that's 100%. I agree with you.
The rear end looks like a Camaro.
I'm looking at an ass end of one of them.
Yeah.
It's basically a Camaro.
It's basically like a newer Camaro with a McLaren front end, yeah.
Yeah, I actually agree with that 100%. I don't like the look of it at all. It's just not
I like it. It's different. I like it. It's definitely not like the original. They've had the same Corvette body since the 1990s until recently. So I'm glad that they did a change. So
yeah, and those vets are ugly as shit.
Yeah, I hate those ones. Like any of the Corvettes from 1990 until like 2017, I would never buy. 2018, 2019, whatever.
Here's a question: would you, and are you a Fox Body fan?
A Fox body?
Mustang Fox Body.
They're all right.
My buddy's dad owned one, and I always thought the Fox Body was ugly as shit.
I thought the same thing for the longest time too, but I kind of grew on them for a little while.
Yeah, me too. Once I met my buddy years ago, and then met his dad, and his dad had this car. I was like, wow, this is a fucking mint, beautiful little car, man. Like, they're actually, I mean, like, you don't think it's a Mustang if you're not a car person and you hear Mustang. You don't think of that when you hear Mustang.
No, definitely is. This is the oddball out of the Mustang family.
Right. And so, I mean, that was the biggest reason why I didn't like Fox Bodies was what the hell are we going with here? I'm not really much of a Mustang fan to begin with.
No, neither am I. Like, if you're going like the back of the 60s, I love those ones, but
like if you're getting to a Shelby, like a 69 Shelby I could dig a 69 Shelby without
easily.
Even the fastbacks back then, like a 70 fastback or something. I could
Big Boss? Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, Big Boss, yeah. I could manage those Mustangs. But when you think of a Mustang, you definitely don't think Fox Body. And
no, never do. No,
ugly as shit. Met him, met his dad, met the car, and I was like, man, they're actually, for such dinky little designed cars, like they got some get up and go, and they purr, man.
Oh yeah, they definitely do. You can actually get a lot of horsepower out of those little puppies too.
Yeah, man, his was all original, everything. Like it was just, but it was white with this blue stripe all the way up to the middle of it, and I was like,
a little cheesy, but
right. I'm like, that's ugly as shit, but I mean, like, whatever, man.
I respect it.
Random as hell, but we were talking about random car designs, and I was like, we're talking
there's a ton of random car designs. Like, ever heard of the Peel? Oh yeah, of course you have. You played Forza too, have you?
Yeah, wasn't that little
a little thingy like trike little looking fucking car? Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
I want to get one of those IRL.
I'm actually kind of curious if it's real. Peel car.
I'm gonna look it up.
It is real. It is legit.
Oh,
the Peel P50, the three-wheeled microcar originally made from 1962 to 1965 by the Peel Engineering Company.
Like, where do
it was listed in the 2010 Guinness World Records as the smallest production car ever made. It was 130. It was 123 pounds. So make it literally lift that car up.
123 pounds?
123 pounds. 56 kilograms.
Damn, bro. That's 60 pounds less than me.
It was 40 inches tall.
It's so dinky, I want one.
It's so tiny. Like it's the tiniest car ever.
It would never work. It would never work on
no, you'd have to be like a midget or something like to drive that thing.
It's not even just that. I mean, like, it's the kind of car that was definitely built for European streets.
It's a car that I would picture that would be driven in Russia. I don't know why Russia, but I'd picture it in Russia.
I don't know about Russia, but like Italy, like stone streets. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. I can see Italy.
Like
Yeah.
That's where I would picture it.
It probably was in Italy, actually.
Like cobblestone streets.
Yeah.
Not really like kind of what we have in like asphalt streets.
They had to be like tipsy as hell, though.
It had to be what?
Tipsy as hell. Like it had to tip over like super easily.
Oh, dude. I literally just seen a picture of a guy freaking pulling it down and it just tipped over no problem. 120 pounds, man. I could push that around no problem.
Oh yeah, easily.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's nothing. That's paper.
Oh yeah. A lot of people you can lift it up with one arm.
Right? Like I literally want one of those cars now. I don't care how much money I need in life. I want one of those dinky little things.
I can't imagine they're too expensive. I mean, they're somewhat iconic, so but
that's what I'm saying, right? Like I mean, like that's what's gonna be. That's what costs a lot of money, right? So
what's the top speed?
Tops out at 60 kilometers an hour. Perfect. I can drive it on the main streets. Redlining that the whole time. Right? Redlining the whole time. And I'll go
it's gonna blow up. It's fine.
Speed. Right.
Strap a. I would just put an addition onto the back of it. Put like a fucking V8 Hemi in the back of it, like.
Yeah, you should imagine catwalk and everything on one wheel.
Right.
That'd be hilarious.
Oh my god, I would die laughing so much. I think it would probably get up like super fast with a big engine like that, though, since it weighs like so little.
Get up, you'd fucking fly with an engine that big.
I mean, if it took off slow enough, you wouldn't get up at all. So if you like,
I mean, from the sheer weight of the engine weighing as much as the car, of course.
I mean,
But I'm saying, like, with the power you'd be getting out of that thing, pretend the weight of the engine doesn't exist. You'd literally fly. You're an airplane at that point. That little thinky
put
thing.
some wings on it. You're good.
You're a bicycle, dude. Come on.
Put some wings on it. A little propeller on it just for looks. You're good.
Honestly, that must have been where they got the idea for the thing one, thing two.
Yeah, they actually took for the Cat in the Hat movie. Was that with Michael Myers? Was it Michael
Myers? Mike Myers, yeah.
Mike Myers, yeah, Mike Myers.
He did the live action one.
Yeah, they took the Peel design and pretty much put it in the movie.
Right.
I was reading something about that some time ago. I remember when.
Yeah, I was also seeing something about Cat in the Hat where Dr. Seuss, the family that takes care of all that stuff, said something about how they didn't want to do another live action Dr. Seuss movie ever again, like a Dr. Seuss made book, because of that movie. Because the way Mike Myers portrayed Cat in that, because it was dirty, right? Like,
yeah, it was a dirty movie.
Right, like some of the stuff he did in it was pretty questionable, man.
And it was definitely not a kid's movie.
It's Mike Myers, bro. Like, what, you're gonna get Austin Powers to play a kid's character?
I'm pretty sure whoever owns the rights to Dr. Seuss or Cat in the Hat, whatever the fuck it is, they didn't know who he was.
That's what I'm thinking too, man.
Like, you're how do you not know? Powers. Like, it's him.
You're asking Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Dr. Evil. You're asking this guy. I mean, because that's his staple aside from Wayne's World.
Yeah.
That's Mike Myers, right? Saturday Night Live, by the way. Going back to that point.
Yeah.
Another skit that turned into something actually phenomenal.
Yeah.
Mike Myers hilarious and Canadian.
And Canadian, by the way.
Fun fact. But yeah, no, that was what I read up on. It's just like there's no way they must have not known that, like, Wayne's World with Dana Carvey. Like, how did you not see these before you were like, this guy needs to play a kid's?
Yeah, we'll play it. Yeah, go ahead, make a kids movie for us.
Wayne's
World. Totally not.
Like, right? Like,
yeah, baby.
right. Like, come on, man. Like, he's not gonna do kid stuff.
No, definitely
Mike Myers
not.
is hilarious too. One of the funniest guys ever.
I heard he's a dick to work with, though.
Yeah, I was watching a documentary type thing on YouTube forever ago, and it was actually talking about the fall of Mike Myers and with the Love Guru, which was like really his biggest, like his real big downfall, the start to like the end of the career of like Mike Myers and shit. And like he was just like right the asshole because like the movie was a complete flop. I found. Have you ever watched Love Guru?
No, maybe I don't know.
I watched it and I was like, it's all right. It's definitely not Mike Myers' funniest bit of movie. But like Justin Timberlake was in it and he had to do this French thing. And it was just like, there was a lot of awkward that happened in the movie that probably just didn't need to happen. And Mike Myers was the producer, writer, director, like all this other stuff. But he wasn't the only guy producing the movie, right? So he had people coming in with money and they all brought suggestions in. And then they were saying that Mike was unbearable to work with. He wasn't willing to budge on any of his stuff because he wrote the movie and he just give me a second here.
Taking a quick intermission while somebody's talking.
Yeah, quick intermission real quick while I get interrupted. What was he saying?
Mike Myers, Love Guru.
Oh yeah, they were saying how he wouldn't compromise on anything. Like he wrote the movie and he did a lot of writing for all the stuff, like all the way back from like Wayne's World and stuff like that, Austin Powers. So like he did all his own writing and then there was more things about like with Austin Powers and like other things that he's worked on where it was just like, yeah, he's unbearable to work with, doesn't like to compromise, doesn't want to budge on any of his stuff. And it's like, man, if you're gonna work in an industry, like you may be funny, you might be a good writer for certain things, but dude, like that's why like minds work differently, right? Like you need other people's input and stuff. So
yeah, that's one of those things where you just can't do solo. You have to have input. That's how you grow. You have to have input. You have to have criticism. So
right, like even like this, like just doing podcasts for us, right? I mean, it's like we're gonna have multiple people's input. We have multiple people's perspectives, multiple people's minds coming in to work with it and like see where it goes. Like it's not just gonna be like the Raven Show or the Bob Show, no, like that, right? So I mean, like if you're trying to do something at like a level of like content creation and shit, you need to have everybody's minds work differently, right? There's 8 billion people on the planet, so
everybody has their own ideas. Some ways are better than others. You just gotta work with what other people's opinions are.
A mild bit of compromise, man.
Yeah, you have to always have to compromise. I mean, you don't always have to compromise, but compromising is good for a majority of things.
Right, of course. A little bit of sacrifice, a little bit of compromise, nothing wrong with it.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, anyways, back to that reason, Mike Myers, from what I seen was that the Love Guru was like the biggest thing where other producers and stuff basically said he was shit, and that's basically Hollywood was like they shunned him at that point. So, and then they teased us with Austin Powers 4.
And then that
for
was
so long.
canceled.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure that's canceled.
That's what I'm saying. Like they
Yeah.
teased us for so long, for like 3, 4 years. Like Austin Powers 4. I'm like, hell yeah, I was so excited for it too.
Austin Powers was
Like
such a good series. Yeah.
right? I'm like, my Fire's hilarious. Austin Powers is funny. Goldmember was, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, like, it was, the last of the group.
If you really want to get on a controversial topic along the lines of downfalls of careers, Johnny Depp,
Ah,
what's been going on recently here.
I need to show you something real quick. Don't mind the bag of bottles in the corner.
Oh, that's dope.
My
Is that a sketch?
girlfriend, yeah, my girlfriend just got it for me for my birthday yesterday.
That's awesome. That is legit. Oh yeah, your birthday. It was yesterday, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Happy belated birthday. I'm sorry, I totally forgot.
No worries, man. Many people did. It doesn't bother me. Birthdays are just another day of the
Yeah, I forget
365.
my
You
own
know what I'm
personal birthday too. I forget everybody's
saying?
birthdays.
Like
So
birthdays are just another day of the 365
yeah,
schedule, baby.
like I'm getting another year older,
Yeah.
closer to death. So whatever.
But yeah, she got me that sketch there from this person found online, and I was like, man, as soon as I seen it, I was like, this woman
Mhm.
loves me. She knows me. She
She
knows that I
knows
want to be
me.
a pirate. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Oh, that's
it's
amazing though. That's
phenomenal.
actually really good too.
Oh, it's a phenomenally done piece of work, man. Like the artist that did it,
Mhm.
it's all pencil, right? So I mean, like it blows my mind that
Mhm.
it's pretty cool. But you brought Johnny Depp up, so I'm like, I have time to show off. Peace.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, hey, about time to shine.
Hey, that's my main man, Depp.
But yeah, with Johnny Depp and with what's going on recently,
Amber Heard.
kind of yeah, it kind of sucks. Like a lot of people are blaming him. I haven't really read the news more about it, more into it.
I have a pretty hot take on this topic, but go ahead.
Um, but his career is pretty much gone in the movie industry right now. Hollywood pretty much shunned him. Disney took him off everything that they have. So, last I don't know what current state of affairs is, but last I heard, pretty much his wife was the one that was doing everything to him and pretty much making him super depressed, and hasn't been done anything, all that kind of stuff. Pretty much it's all been done to him, but from what I've heard in recent events is that he's done it to her, and people are shunning Johnny Depp now, which I was super confused about because I thought it was the other way around for the longest time. You said you've read up into this recently. What's your opinion?
Oh yeah, no, I've been paying attention. I mean, I don't like. I'm off Facebook and I'm off Instagram.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm off all those social medias and stuff, right? Like I don't pay no attention to that stuff. It's all usual garbage, right? So
yeah.
I kind of got myself off the social medias there for the last little while.
Same.
But the Johnny Depp thing, yeah, no, I mean, because that one's a lot of these things grind my gears. You know what I'm saying? Like oh man, this is controversial, but
It's super controversial. Yeah.
as a white man myself, you know what I'm saying? Like you see these things, and I feel like a lot was like thrown at Johnny Depp because he's a man, he's white. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like the Amber Heard situation. At first, when I first heard it, and it was, Johnny Depp was beating up on Amber Heard, and he was spitting in her face and choking her out and doing all these things. I was like, man, that fucks me up because I'm a massive Johnny Depp fan. Everything the man has ever done, I'm in love with. He's one of the best,
Yeah, exactly.
top 3 actors.
Him
of
as
all
a human
time.
being and like him as an actor, I was absolutely in love with.
As an actor, as a musician, as a human being, I absolutely love Johnny Depp. Everything about the guy. He's phenomenal. I've never
He
seen
was
him in a wrong
a
light.
pinnacle of like society for a long time.
Oh man, absolutely love the guy. And then I mean, literally have a sketch of one of my favorite characters, and it's played by, and it would only be played by Johnny Depp. Nobody else could do.
Oh yeah,
Jack
he
Sparrow any
played
justice.
perfectly that role. Yeah.
And so when I heard the stuff with Amber Heard, I was like, man, that fucked me up a lot, because I'm like, Johnny Depp's a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's fucked up. Why would you do that to a woman, right? Like or anyone really, but
Yeah.
I'm like, that's messed up. And then there was a bunch of shit that came out not long after that. It was like a month, maybe not even, that went by after that, and it was there was voice recordings and stuff like that of like Amber Heard like really, really seriously being vocally like wrong to Johnny and like emotionally manipulating and like just a bunch of messed up stuff. And then there was like proof found out that like she was like knifing him and stuff. Like she was cutting him, and she snipped like piece of his fingertip off or something like that with scissors at one point, and was like lashing him with belts and like all this other shit.
Yeah.
Because Johnny Depp had like a drinking and drug problem for a little while, right? So
Yeah, I remember that. It was well known.
right. Right. I mean, like, how does he play these characters without drugs, right?
Right.
I mean, so I mean, like, that was all pretty messed up. And I was like, okay, cool. So like I had Johnny Depp's back again. But then there was more stuff that came out that Johnny Depp was also being like fucked up to her. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like as a whole for the situation, like Johnny Depp, Amber Heard were both very toxic to each other. They never should have been in a relationship, obviously, because
No,
both of them.
never.
There's no right or wrong, whether a man, woman, anything. Domestic violence, domestic abuse isn't right, right? So it's
Regardless,
not
yeah.
okay. Right. It doesn't matter what your sexual it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter what side you're on, what side of the fence.
I agree.
It's all no good. And so yeah, no, the whole situation, like as it sits right now, from what I remember, anyways, because it's been a while since I really even looked up into it. But yeah, that was basically where it's at. Was that Amber Heard and Johnny Depp? Basically, there was a lot of proof that came out for both sides where she was like doing some really fucking messed up things, man. Like I mean, like if a woman cut me, I'm punching her out. I'm gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like you bring a knife to me.
I think legally, legally you're not supposed to hit a woman or handle a woman, but legally, I think, at least in the States, if a woman does bodily injure you, cut you, or otherwise, you are allowed to defend yourself. So
yeah, it's a 3 strikes you're out rule.
Yeah.
As long as she hit you 3 times directly, like face shots and shit.
Yeah, hitting wise, yeah, 3 shots you're out. If it's actual like cutting
then, though, like
cutting the body in any sort of way, it's like it's self defense.
Right, but like even then, like if a woman's punching in the face, I'm sorry, unless it's like Misha Tate or like another massive UFC, MMA, you know, trained killing machine female woman. You know what I'm saying? Men are naturally built differently than women. That's biology. That's just how it is. We are stronger. We are, you know what I'm saying? Like we are just naturally built bigger and stronger. So unless this is literally a behemoth woman that is beating the shit out of you, you probably don't need to swing back on her, even if she did.
No, regardless, no.
You know what I'm saying? If she's
not lay a hand on a woman.
Something with a weapon, sure. I mean, I'm grabbing that woman and I'm fucking tossing her, bro. But I would never go out of my way to hit.
No, I would never,
I'm
ever.
not a violent person as is. I wouldn't even punch like a guy at this point in my life. Like I'm just not a violent person. I choose not to do that. That's like high school stuff, you know?
Yeah. So you get in fights in high school. That was like a daily thing. It's whatever.
Oh yeah, whatever. But you're a kid, right? All that fucking
testosterone. Like trying to prove your masculinity and shit like that.
My dick is bigger than yours, so it's like
pretty much.
How it was right back in the day, but
no, I was kind of like, I don't want to fight you. I wouldn't want to fight you.
Adults now. It's like waste your time, man. But yeah, no, back to the Johnny Depp thing and all that. Yeah, basically, from what I heard was that it was just like a he said, she said. They were both doing pretty wrong things to each other, but I feel like the problem with the shunning with Disney, especially because Disney was obviously one of Johnny Depp's biggest to go to with, you know, he had the Alice in Wonderland thing going on.
Yeah, he had everything through Disney.
Jack Sparrow with Pirates of the Caribbean.
I think almost all of his latest movies that he's been in have been through Disney.
That's what I'm saying, right? And he worked with not Martin Scorsese. Who's the other director?
I have no idea.
Oh God, Alice. Taking a 5-second intermission while I figure this the hell out.
We'll thank our sponsors right now. Nobody.
Tim Burton. Tim Burton's the director he's been working with like most of his acting career, right? So like when you think of like Sweeney Todd, Demon Barber, Sleepy Hollow, Alice in Wonderland, Edward Scissorhands, Pirates of the Caribbean, like Tim Burton's the go-to guy, and Tim Burton's guy has always been Johnny Depp.
Yeah. They go hand in hand pretty much at this point.
Right, I forgot. It's like Martin Scorsese, because Martin Scorsese is the other one I always think of, because Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio is like in all of Martin Scorsese's work. And they're a phenomenal duo to work with, obviously, together, because they make phenomenal work. But I forgot my goddamn point. But the shunning with Disney and stuff like that, it blows my mind, because sure, some wrong was done, but it was like a two-way street. Amber Heard hasn't been shunned. You know what I'm saying? Calm down, camera. Calm down. Amber Heard hasn't really been shunned as far as I know. She's still a top model. She's still out here doing like model work and stuff for these big agencies and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like, why isn't she? Why is Johnny Depp first and foremost? I want to say this to Disney. Y'all fucked up. Pirates of the Caribbean isn't Pirates of the Caribbean without Jack Sparrow, and nobody's playing Jack Sparrow like Johnny Depp. That's it. Simple as that.
Jack Sparrow and fucking God, what's his name? I already forgot. I'm terrible with names tonight, apparently. Legolas. Fucking.
Oh, Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, but his character fucked off in the third movie. But the two most previous movies have been kind of shit, if we can all agree on Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, I haven't watched the latest two, to be honest.
Right,
so.
I've watched every single one, but the first three were like obviously phenomenal, because that's the ones that had your Johnny Depp, Keira Knightley, Elizabeth Swann, and then Orlando Bloom playing Bootstrap Bill, William Turner. And then
Bootstrap Bill, William Turner.
Well, I was like, I had to remember like the dad's name because it's always like Bootstrap Bill, you know what I'm saying? So it's like William Turner. So, anyways,
William Turner.
William Turner, but
Parlay.
parlay, parsley, but all in all,
Fucking
for
love it.
that point, like Disney messed up. Pirates of the Caribbean's
Yeah.
dead. If they try to make any more, it's not going to be successful. Johnny
Oh
Depp
no,
made
definitely not.
Pirates
Yeah.
of the Caribbean.
He made Pirates of the Caribbean by
You
himself.
know what I'm saying? Like
I'm
Johnny
pretty
Depp,
sure if they had a different cast of other people, but still had Johnny Depp, it would still be fine.
100%. Like the last two were still successful movies, but they were shit. But Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow was in those movies, so that
Yeah.
wasn't shit. That still mattered to people.
I still
you
don't
know
watch
what I
them
mean?
though. I don't know why. I still don't watch them, but
I mean, if you don't watch them, if you think it's going to be like the first three with all those main characters and stuff, because
that's why I'm not watching them.
right. It's completely. I mean, it's still along the same lines. You know, it's still the Pirates of the Caribbean, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not what you want it to be for Pirates of the Caribbean. That's all.
Yeah. That's why I'm
But
not
anyways,
watching it really.
all in all, they messed up. It won't be the same. Anyone that's basically cut Johnny Depp
I mean,
cut a...
they did it for a good reason from what's going on in the media. I mean, if it ends up not being him at all, I mean, I'm sure they'll hire him back on. So
Well, no, there's been proof that Johnny Depp was emotionally manipulative and
yeah,
such,
it has been proof and whatnot, but it's still going back and forth a lot right now. Like until they like go to court, if it goes to court, I don't know if it will or not. But until then, like nobody's gonna do anything with Johnny Depp for the moment, unfortunately, because they just don't want to be part of that media.
Right, 100% negative attention, right? But as far as I know, there's been no proof of like physical altercation where Johnny Depp was like beating on her and stuff like that, like she said there was.
Yeah.
And to get back to the original point, because that's where I was getting with it, is that my problem with this whole societal thing, men, at least this is how I've seen it a lot over the last X amount of years. For men, you're guilty until proven innocent. It's completely flipped around from how it always has
yeah,
and
it completely is.
where it's innocent until
if
proven
there's
guilty.
any sort of abuse in any sort of way, any accusations, if there's a male involved, this is not sexist in any way, by the way. It's just factual. Like men are usually guilty until proven innocent anymore.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a sexist thing. And then people would like look at this and be like, well, they're dudes talking about it. Well, this is how we feel about it because like if a woman accused me of doing something wrong to her, I'm probably being shunned, you know what I'm saying?
There was a lot of allocations going around this past summer. I believe it was summer or spring, where a lot of YouTubers / Twitch streamers, I'm not sure how accurate this was, were accused of rape, and they're all men.
Yeah, I think I seen a bunch of stuff on that too. Yeah.
I don't know if any of them were true or not. I know a lot of them were false. But yeah, that was a big thing this past year too. I don't know why it came up all of a sudden. It just happened to be a big thing for YouTube and Twitch people for like the spring and summertime. I don't know why, but it just happened to be.
Because it's a part of this. It's a part of this cancel culture society and Me Too #Me Too movement. And I'm gonna get this out of the way real quick. I'm all for the Me Too movement. I'm all for women stepping up and saying what has been wrong to them, like what has been done wrong to them in life. I'm all for men stepping up. Anyone, any sexual, I don't give a fuck what you are. If you have been wronged in the past and there is like, I mean, there doesn't need to be like absolute concrete proof, but if you've been wronged in the past, I'm all for you stepping up and talking about it.
Oh yeah,
that
definitely.
person needs to be held accountable for it.
Even if you are shy and you don't really want to talk about it, talking about it will help regardless. It will help your mental condition. It will help society in general. So
right, like whether it's even true or false statements. Where the issue comes with the Me Too and the cancel culture is that exactly is the guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah.
Whereas cancel culture and the way society has moved towards this whole shit, and it's like it's not even just men either, because Pokimane right now in the news, who's obviously a massive fucking streamer, everybody knows Pokimane, because of Simp Nation, brothers and sisters, but
Belle Delphine as well.
Belle Delphine, right? But Pokimane is facing this massive backlash because the Fedmeister stuff with offline TV that happened months ago.
Offline TV? I don't know that. Well,
yeah. So like 3-4 months ago, offline TV is a bunch of like big streamers, Disguised Toast, and I don't know if you know any of them, Saikuno and.
Oh, I know Saikuno, yeah.
a bunch of the girls and stuff like that, Jody and Leslie, Pokimane, Yvonne, like a bunch of people anyways, a bunch of big YouTubers slash streamers and stuff. And Fedmeister, I don't know if you ever heard of Fedmeister. He was a big YouTuber anyways. He had a couple million subscribers.
No.
There was these big allegations that came out. All the women, Lily from OTV, Yvonne, Pokimane, all came out and said that this guy was like creeping in their beds and stuff like that, trying to touch up on them and like all that nasty shit, right? So he basically got shunned out of YouTube, shunned off Twitch, shunned off everything, kicked out of offline TV, rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, if it was true, then yeah, like, yeah,
right,
I would totally do that.
Provided the allegations are true, 100% rightfully so. The dude is fucking, that's weird, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's weirdo,
never do that
shit. Like, don't do that stuff, you fucking weirdo. But there was a bunch of stuff that just came out like a week ago, something like that, where Fedmeister finally spoke up and he's like, I did my wrongs, blah, 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 and basically spoke to, the stuff that he did to Lily and Yvonne and the other women. And then he's like, but here's the Pokimane shit. And then he like goes off on like, he's showing, man, like private text messages. And I'm the kind of person, even if I was to become something in the public eye, handle that shit privately, man.
Yeah.
Not everything needs to be put on blast. Your dirty laundry doesn't need to be out there for everyone.
No, definitely not. No.
Like, I'm not that type of person. I wouldn't want that stuff. But he puts this shit on blast, bro. Like, he puts this way out there, like private text messages from like 2 years ago and stuff, like trying to show that like how Pokimane was like super emotionally manipulative and stuff like that. And like, don't get me wrong, man. I read the shit. I watched the videos and I'm like, man, like Pokey, like, she's an evil human being, man. Like, that's messed up that she would do that to somebody, even though Fed, I think, is also an evil fucking weird creepo human being. But Pokey's a pretty evil person. So, I mean, like, it's not just men that are facing this backlash with this stuff. So, I mean, it's even starting to transition to where it's like not even a sexist thing at this point. Like, women are starting to face these things too. And it's like, it shouldn't be. There's only so much evidence of like what he's saying about her, and it's like text messages from a couple years ago. But yet, a lot of the written stuff that he wrote about, and this was like written a while ago, people are just taking that as concrete evidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no real like. It's just turning into one of those guilty until proven innocent situations. But it's for a woman this time, so that's why I'm saying it's not even just like a second.
Is that recent? I've not heard of this yet at all.
No, this was all like a week ago, not even now. This is like 4 days ago, a week ago.
That must have been pretty recently. Yeah.
I watched Scarce on YouTube. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's a
drama I heard cover. Of him, yeah.
Yeah, Scarce. I watch him instead of that freaking idiot Keemstar that I made fun of earlier on Drama Alert, because I don't think he's Keemstar. Funny sometimes, but
Keemstar does a lot of stuff. I watched the interview with him recently, or not recently, but earlier this year, I think it was, with him and a bunch of people, basically just covering his start of his career until now. But yeah, he covers a lot of news. It's all drama stuff. But yeah, he's not. I don't know. He's kind of getting out of it, and that's at this point now. I don't think a lot of people still watch him. I don't watch him anymore. So.
I mean, neither do I. I watched Drama Alert for a while years ago, but
yeah.
Let's get right into the news. But I mean, like. I don't find him that entertaining anymore, and he's just like, it's the way that he covers the drama that's just like, I don't know, man.
I'm one of those guys that I don't really like drama, so I don't really go out of my way to.
Right, like I don't feel like a lot of that stuff should be put out there.
No.
Like, if you wanna follow someone that covers drama, watch Scares, because he's the kind of guy that like, he gets to the point. It's quick topics, boom, boom, bang, bang. He's not this guy like Keemstar who's like getting people to come on to his podcast type show. And then getting them to hash it out, like just trying to fuel the drama for the views and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I don't know.
All right, we've been going on for an hour and and a half now.
I was gonna say, we're getting towards the end, so this is probably a good topic.
Yeah, this is a good topic to end off on. A very controversial topic to end off on.
Yeah, pretty controversial at the end, but I think that's okay.
But yeah, we're gonna end it off here. Thank you for watching or listening, wherever this may be. YouTube, Twitch, Spotify. We do one podcast a week on Twitch. It's getting late. I'm sorry. One podcast a week on Twitch, and then one recording per week. So you have 2 podcasts a week. And then for the recording one, we do have a Patreon. So if you want to watch or listen to the podcast 24 hours early, become a Patreon supporter.
Hey,
that'd be great. $5 a month. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it.
Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on YouTube, and don't forget to hit that bell for all notifications for whenever
we post. Ding.
And hit that follow button down on Twitch, because we'll be here at least once a week, every week.
Once a week, every week. Count on it. We haven't really set up a schedule on what day we're doing.
It doesn't matter. Schedules
At
are for
all.
schmucks.
Yeah, I would assume like Wednesday or Thursdays at this point right now for Twitch. Right?
Probably Wednesdays.
Wednesdays.
It gives us it's like the optimal in between days for news to happen and stuff like that between Sundays and Wednesdays, I think.
And then Saturday, Sundays, whenever we record on the weekend for that, and they'll be posted on Patreon that same day, and then 24 hours later for the YouTube and Spotify.
And we should also say now it's the end of the broadcast here. There is another guy, 6 or 7 Res, that generally will be joining us on these.
Yeah, we do have other co-hosts that will be joining us all the time. 6 or 7 will be one of the.
Grayson Dell is another one that will be joining us here and there, if not maybe permanently. I don't even know how that's going right now. But
yeah, we'll have many co-hosts coming and going. So we'll even have special guests maybe eventually. You never know. Special quests.
There and back again, A Hobbit's Tale.
By the Bearded Family.
A story by J.R.R. Tolkien.
Hey, there we go. But all right, yeah, that's it. Y'all hit the like button, subscribe, follow, do all that stuff.
Yeah, YouTubers.
Yeah. Y'all have a good one. Thank you. Goodbye.
Later days.